Ow. What's up, everyone? Punchy back with Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 2, Watchinagashi. Back from a little break, ready to get back into this. Let's see, last time, a couple minutes, I say 10-15 minutes ago, we had a nice jump scare from a really crazy looking Mion, who now we've confirmed she's pretending to be Shion. Not going to school. Mom and Dad are like letting us stay home and everything. Pops is being nice to us. Doorbell rang. Isn't that Rena-chan? She's here because it's your usual meetup time, isn't it? I looked up at the clock. It was 5 minutes past my time to meet with Rena. Punchy, shouldn't you take a few days off from school? You're right. Thanks for being so considerate. I rose from my seat. I went to the entrance to greet Rena. Good morning. We're going to school as a group starting today, so you can't be late. That's right. If we, the only ones farthest away, would be late, the young kids on the way there would be waiting for us. I think I'm gonna take some time off from school. Okay. Rena answered shortly, nodding. I think you should do whatever's best for you, Punchy-kun. So, you don't need to feel that you're weak or anything. Oh, and here. It's a notice they're sending around. Could you give it to your mom? I think there's a lot of important announcements in it. I took the notice. There were a lot more pages than normal. The one on top announced the disappearance of the mayor, Rika-chan, and Satoko, and they wanted any information about them. It made my heart ache. The police are looking the best they can, too. They'll find them for sure. Just be patient, okay? Rena said, smiling in an attempt to give me courage. Rather than that, though, her smile looked like it was because she wanted herself to believe that they were safe. Rena, you're not going to question me? Nope. Rena, you know, don't you? About that night. Do you mean when you stuck into the ritual storehouse? I was speechless for a moment, but then I bit my lip, made up my mind, and nodded a little. So it's all out in the open. Really, I shouldn't do bad things like that. Michan was really mad. So she was upset. She's more than upset. I suppose she would have been. I don't think she was as angry about you sneaking in there, though, as much as about you hiding it from her. Maybe, Punchy-chan, maybe you should have told her yourself and apologized. I should have told her myself and apologized. That troubled me. Just 1 week ago, I did something that I myself should have apologized to Mion for. I'd hurt her badly. However, I hadn't realized that at all. Plus, with all the confusion that Shien's appearance had brought, I still hadn't been able to talk to Mion about it. Rena, you're right. I never realized anything until you tell me. Punchy-kun, hypothetically, if you had admitted you'd done something wrong right away and apologized to Michan, I wonder if Rika-chan and Satoko-chan wouldn't have had to disappear. I couldn't answer right away. I couldn't admit to that. Wasn't Rena telling me right now, though, that I should have admitted my crimes sooner? If I had done that and apologized, would things not have gone in such a horrible direction? It might have gone in the direction of the first arc. Rena's eyes were filled with kindness, but they weren't naive enough to forgive me for keeping silent, and they stared fixedly into my own. Yeah, You're right. If I admitted my crime sooner, then Rika-chan and Satoko would have had to die or disappear. Oh! Smack! The palm of Rena's hand slapped me in the cheek. I stood there unmoving, my head still tilted in the direction I'd been hit. It didn't hurt at all. I don't think that anyone has scolded you, Punchy-kun. So I'll scold you in their place, okay? I pressed a hand on my cheek, now warm with embarrassment, and quietly stared down at Rena's feet. Going somewhere you're not allowed to go was a very bad thing to do. Do you understand that? Uh-huh. Answer me with a yes, Punchy-kun. Yes. Also, what's even worse, you didn't admit to having done something so bad. She'd never have done anything bad in the first place, but not admitting it or apologizing for it is much, much worse. It's nice seeing her face like this and, not going crazy. Yes, I was wrong. For a few moments, Rena stared at me, silently and intently, as if gauging my remorse. Then finally, the tension in her face softened, and she smiled. Okay then, it's about time. I should be going. Alright. Be sure to give the notice to your mom, okay? Also, warn her not to go out to pass it on. Warn her not to go out to pass it on after it gets dark. I bent down to pick up the notice, which I dropped when she slapped me. The pages had come out of the clasp and were now making a mess on the floor. I gathered them up one by one. My hand stopped at a single, more lighthearted page, with peaceful sentences dancing on it. We still have plenty of homemade sauce in stock. Feel free to come by the Sonozaki house if you want some. What is this? I picked up the page and scanned the rest of it. They were stockpiling high-quality soy sauce they got from faraway relatives in the Akita prefecture. Ho ho. So that's where they went. They had gotten a big shipment recently. They couldn't use it all, so they wanted anyone who wanted some of it to feel free to come over, is what it said. As a PS, it said it arrived in barrels, so please bring a 2-liter bottle or other container for it. That's how it tied together. If you need some soy sauce, then you would go to the Sonozaki house, Rena. Did you know all along? Yeah, I knew. Rena had already been suspicious of Mion as soon as she noticed that big bottle of soy sauce was missing. Rika-chan had taken the bottle and gone to Mion's house, and there, she was erased. Rika-chan wasn't coming back, so Satoko called Mion's house, since she knew where she had gone, and then Satoko got called there as well. That meeting on the day the mayor disappeared, didn't Ooishi-san say that the three families participated in it? The 3 families would include the Sonozaki family. Didn't he also say that the current leader was really old, so her heir, Mion, frequently stood in for her at public appearances? While the mayor was returning from the shrine, Mion called out and stopped him. She talked to him, invited him to their house, and then she made him disappear. It was probably even simpler to make Shion disappear. Shion was part of the Sonozaki family. They probably knew exactly what she was doing at all times. I'm sure they even knew her part-time job schedule too. Thinking back, wasn't that Angel store managed by the Sonozaki family? Oh, I'm getting too dry taking all this information. Okay, water break. Setting up an ambush for her there wouldn't have been any trouble at all. I'm going to Mion. I'll go apologize. I'm going to have her put an end to everything. Mion probably won't forgive me easily, but I'll go and ask her not to sacrifice anyone else. With that decided, there is no need for me to be lazing around here. I put on my shoes and slipped past Rena to exit the house, when she stopped me. I'm going too. Rena, shouldn't you go to school? This is way more important than school. Rena, you shouldn't come. If you get wrapped up in this too, then I think I might actually go crazy. Rena didn't move her arm, which was blocking my way. If Punchy-kun disappeared as well, then I think I might actually go crazy too. So I won't let you go alone. Rena argued boldly as tears welled up in her eyes. I don't know if it's because of the Mion thing that just happened last episode, but I'm still too, I don't know, scared of everything, so I'm scared of Rena coming with me, even if she seems like our ally right now. I saw them, and I knew the strength of her resolve. Alright, let's go. Thank you, Rena. Rena nodded slightly, but firmly, and finally let down the arm blocking me. Let's go. To Mion's house. I'll apologize for the crimes I've committed. Then we'll put an end to these twisted days. After that, I'll pray that once more we could turn to those fun, lively days. 2 people have already died, Punchy. Theoretically 5. It's never going to get there, is it? With Rena following me, I left the house. In front of the house, there was a car waiting. It was Ooishi-san. Hey, good morning, Meibara-san. To you too, Ryugu-san. Together so early in the morning? You make me jealous. What a truly praiseworthy man he was. If he had been lying in wait so early in the morning just to pressure me into talking. On this morning, though, maybe this was actually a good opportunity. You're from the police. Oh, have I not introduced myself to you, Ryugu-san? Please, excuse my rudeness. My name is Ooishi, from the Okinomiya Police Department. Pleased to meet you. Are we telling Ooishi-san? Yeah, I think my palm is enough punishment for your crime, Punchy-kun, but we should leave Mi-chan to these people. Pain and sadness. I looked down as those emotions built up in my heart. We have something to tell you, Ooishi-san. Well now, what about you? Should we stand here and talk? Or what about? Should we stand here and talk, or go inside the car? In the car, please. I only continued to look down weakly. All I could do was be thankful for how dependable Rena was. Oh man, this is weird. Kind of like someone behind the scenes, Ooishi, and then previous crazy person, Rena, with me in the car. This is what I would have asked for before, although I think it feels like before Ooishi probably would have died, but yeah. At Rena's urging, I revealed everything to Ooishi-san. The latter, which was making sure to throw in murmurs that he was paying attention every now and then, took notes. We continued to do that for a while. How do you feel? Don't you feel a lot better now that you've told me? Ooishi-san asked this while scratching his head with his ballpoint pen. Of course I don't feel better. The price that had been paid up until now for me not owning up to my crimes had been so immense. But as long as that payment wasn't returned, the load on my chest could never be removed. His radio started to emit static. Bzz, bzz, bzz. This is Kumitani. Ooishi-san? Over. Yes, hello. This is Ooishi. We got news a few minutes ago that she's been absent from school. No moving at the Sonozaki house. Our target is still on the premises. Yes, good. Keep a close watch out. Roger that. Cars 3 and 7 just arrived for support. Oh, Cars 3 and 7 just arrived for support, and we've returned to the base. Also, I think the division chief is looking for you, Ooishi-san. He keeps annoying me too, even though I keep telling him that I'm trying to get in touch with you. What should I do? If you're hard pressed for an answer, tell him you're actually under orders to not wake me from my morning nap. Got it. Bzz. The radio grew silent. Sorry about that. It was about work. He just said there was no movement at the Sonozaki house, didn't he? Oh my, did it sound like that to you? This won't do. Please keep that a secret, alright? I don't have permission from the division chief to be making private inquiries like this. Ooishi-san had suspected Mion for a long time. Nor for questioning witnesses, or for searching houses. We don't have permission for anything, really. The Sonozaki house's defenses, said to protect the family members, are also in full working condition. Without a warrant, we can't do anything about anything, unless the crime happens right in front of us. Ooishi-san, could you be... Rena's tone of voice alone was enough to make her spite clear as she stared at Ooishi-san. You can't set foot in the Sonozaki house. Were you trying to get Punchy-kun to go there instead? Rena, what do you mean? This person, just as I thought, he plays really dirty. Stop, you're hurting my reputation. That said, I'm all ears to your explanation. Okay? Ooishi-san lit a cigarette and responded to Rena, wearing an expression implying he was calm and willing to let her comment slide. You can't get a warrant, but you've always had your eyes on Mi-chan because you thought she was suspicious. Yes? You plotted to incite Punchy-kun and have him go to the Sonozaki house. Then if something were to happen to him, you could have used that as an excuse to go in. Isn't that right? I only understood about half of what Rena was saying. Come on, Punchy. I knew, however, that Ooishi-san had been trying to use me. Even if Punchy-kun got hurt as a result, have you no shame? Is this how the police do things? My. It seems we have an incredible detective on our hands. Oh my. Would you be interested in taking our exam? I'll gladly write a recommendation letter to get you into the detective division. I'd actually like to see that. You're despicable. Rena spoke quietly, her words dripping with hostility. I've been insulted in all kinds of ways in my life, but one or two words from a young girl is always the roughest for me. Even so, I suppose I should thank you for not arresting Mi-chan yet. Don't mention it. Ooishi-san seemed to be enjoying his exchange with Rena. The things this man thought were like a swamp. I could barely see past the surface. Okay. It took me a while I wasn't sure if that's what he actually said. It reminded me again of how much I disliked him. Now then, as two esteemed friends of me and Sonozaki, what do you plan on doing now? Will you wait kindly for me to go over the evidence and request a warrant? No, we won't wait for that. We'll go and make Mi-chan surrender herself. That's right. If she turned herself in rather than be arrested, she might get a lighter sentence. At this point, perhaps, that was the only pity I could find it in me to afford her. Whoa, this is crazy. This is blown over. We've got the help of Rena. We've got the help of the police. Kind of. We're being used by the police, technically, but we have the police at least around us. Punchy can still die, but maybe things would still be like, found out. I see. I wonder if it will go that well. If you're careless, you too may face danger, Ooishi-san was measuring our resolve. So, in a strong voice, I declared, we're fully prepared. Ooishi-san gave us an unpleasant, yet seemingly satisfied grin. Well, he was right to those guys in the mahjong parlor. It was then that I realized this man was to use us for his own convenience. If anything should happen to us, use that as an excuse. Though my greatest hope is that you will surround the place so that the criminal can't get away. Ryugu-san, you're good at negotiating too. I'm throwing in the towel. I surrender. What are you talking about? If the policemen surround Mi-chan's house, then that will be the insurance for the worst case scenario. For the worst case. Plus, it would be another way of pressuring Mion to give herself up, wouldn't it? Ooishi-san, Ooishi-Takuma-chan. Ooishi-Takuma-chan. This is Kumatani. Go ahead. Our two friends are going to play at the Sonozaki house. Make arrangements so that we can reinforce them if needed. Roger. Their altogether too short conversation implied that our questioning was already part of their plans. Then, let's get going. Want to buy some tea biscuits on the way there? Neither Rena nor I went along with Ooishi-san's stupid joke. I wouldn't have said no. Ooishi-san stopped the car at the place where we always waited for Mion. Come to think of it, I've never been to Mion's house before. I've only heard that it's right down this road. This is as far as I can take you. According to our information, there are quite a few security cameras set up on the premises. Still, don't worry. I've got a bunch of youngsters ready and waiting to slip past them and go in. We'll be monitoring the inside with a one-way mic, so if you two give a loud scream, we'll know right away. We'll persuade her for sure, so please be ready to turn herself in. In both our eyes was determination. It was the only method available to us for lightening the sins of our good friend. Be plenty careful, you hear? You probably don't believe it right now, but I don't want you two being sacrificed if at all possible. You're right about that. With that rude response, we left the car. The clinging humidity and the voices of the cicadas greeted us. I'd never have expected this would be happening today. Let's go, Punchy-kun. Ren took the lead and began to walk. And this is a little shorter than usual, but I'm cut off there because it seems like it's gonna be a grand thing. So if possible, I would like to fit it all in one video, but I don't know how long it's gonna be, so it might be two. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, and let's see where this is going. Bye bye.